the blood-sucking spirits of the East. When we think of vampires, we often picture pale, gaunt faces with sharp fangs who sparkle in the sunlight and have a serious aversion to garlic. But did you know that not all vampires are created equal? In fact, some are so different that they defy even our most basic understanding of what a vampire is supposed to be. Welcome to my channel. And today let's find out about the horrifying blood-sucking spirits of the East, the Jiangshi, also known as hopping vampires, were terrifying creatures from Chinese folklore that supposedly used a corpse as a vessel in order to gain nourishment and survive. Now, this may sound kind of familiar, and you're right, because the modern conception of a vampire actually has a lot of similarities to the Jiangshi. Both are said to be evil spirits that possess corpses, causing them to bloat, rise, and drink the blood of family members. And while the traditional vampire is usually depicted as being repelled by the smell of garlic, the Jiangshi is known for having a particular fondness for it. In fact, garlic was often hung outside the homes of those afflicted by the Jiangshi in order to attract the spirit and lure it away from its host. But despite these similarities, there are also some key differences between the two. For one, the Jiangshi wasn't necessarily interested in turning its host into another vampire, as is often the case with traditional vampires. And while most vampires are said to sleep during the day and come out only at night, the Jiangshi was active whenever it pleased. The spirit would often choose to possess the body of someone who had recently died, and it would do so by entering through the corpse's mouth and nose. Once inside, it would bloat the body, causing it to rise and seek out family members to feed on. And while blood was certainly on the menu, the Jiangshi wasn't picky, and would consume just about anything, including the flesh of infants, which it would rip to shreds with its bare hands. To make matters worse, the Jiangshi had an unnatural resistance to pain, and it could only be destroyed by a silver bullet or by burning. Because of this, the people who lived in areas where the Jiangshi were common would often take extreme measures to protect themselves. Entire villages would band together to guard a single corpse, and they would do so with weapons like axes and swords at the ready. If a Jiangshi was detected, it would then be chopped to pieces and burned, and the corpse it had possessed would then be treated with respect and dignity, since it was believed that the body was merely a vessel and not the source of the evil. Do you think you could fight off a Jiangshi? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching.